Moo.
What's up, cows? This is your favorite vamp cow back at it again with another React Andy. This time round, Cdawg in some trouble. Unsurprising. For those that don't know, this is a British guy. I believe he moved to Japan, but he's a giant tourist. He still has yet to learn the Japanese language, even though he's been living there for like 5+ years. If you move to a country and you still don't know the language, the native language there after 5 years, you should be booted out. Plain and simple. I don't care where it is. You could be in India. You could be in Pakistan. You could be in Jerusalem. I think Jerusalem's a place in Israel. You could be in America, Canada, Mexico. I don't care what it is. If you don't know Spanish after 5 years in Mexico, get out. If you don't know Japanese in Japan after 5 years, get out. If you don't know Chinese or Mandarin after 5 years being in China, you should be booted out, period. He's also famously known for having terrible anime takes. Mainly the fact that he just despises lollies. And at one point, he was going to do a Blue Archive sponsorship. Quite strange. Just the entire idea of Blue Archive is that it's just a bunch of lollies. So, yeah. And one other thing he's known for is that he's constantly tied to the hip of Iron Mouse. Anywhere Iron Mouse is, he's pretty much there as well. They're probably dating, but it's probably, they never want to make it official or whatever. I don't know. But it is pretty corny that anytime Iron Mouse is doing anything, Cdawg is usually the one there with her or controlling the camera, controlling the iPad to show her what's going on. But yeah, I wonder what his anime take is. Probably something more lolly related. Or probably also that, like, if I were to take a hot guess, he probably said that Re:Zero is garbage. Or Mushoku Tensei's garbage, because the main character isn't likable straight away. Not like the Demon Slayer boy. Because Tanjiro's best boy. He's already cool and likable because he's such a nice kid. Such a great kid. Everybody should aspire to be like him immediately. Heaven forbid having flaws. You're not allowed to have flaws as a character, let alone resonate with a character that has flaws because, well, you're just like them for real.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So in this video, we're going over the latest controversy involving the Trash Taste podcast, which is considered the biggest anime-related podcast on YouTube. Now, every couple of months,
biggest anime tourist podcast.
A clip from this podcast will go viral on Twitter, oftentimes for the wrong reasons, where they say something about anime, and, well, it draws a lot of criticism.
Hey, it's okay to have bad takes sometimes. Like saying One Piece is good. It's really not that good. Like, One Piece is maybe an 8 out of 10 at best for the whole series. There are times where it's like a 9 and 10 out of 10 for arcs, but overall, it's like, it's more like it's like an 8 to leaning 7.5. Because there's just way too much fluff, way too much filler, way too much yapping, way too much reiterating the exact same points. But the world is interesting. The world building is good. It's just everyone talks way too much. It's really unnecessary.
A lot of these clips that go viral feature the co-host Cdawg.
Not to mention the anime being 1,100 plus episodes long, and I think like 300 or 400 episodes just being considered filler. Well, I think it's more like 200 episodes considered being filler, and then you have like 300 or 400 total that have filler parts, including said filler episodes.
Where people are claiming his points are very hypocritical or just downright shameful in many regards, and that's exactly what's happening in today's video. He's had a clip go viral again where he was criticizing people for making everything involving anime problematic and how that is essentially ruining the related discourse because people can't have an honest conversation about things, which would make sense on the one hand because he is
what is that supposed to mean?
Iron Mouse, who is constantly
of course Rev also brings up the Iron Mouse point.
Subjected to a lot of discourse where people are trying to cancel her over her VTuber model. In fact, recently we saw an example of this where she had this outfit and people were basically demonizing her, saying that she's not allowed.
Sorry, you can't cosplay a character that's young. You have to be 12 years old if you want to cosplay a 12-year-old character. Dumbass argument.
To have this essentially VTuber cosplay of this character, trying to make it out to be something predatory. And Cdawg had this clip recently get a lot of attention on Twitter, where you can see the caption, Cdawg VA hits the nail on the head of why people are so scared to like problematic media.
And what's considered problematic media? Mushoku Tensei, where the main character is not likable straight away. Array Zero, where that's also the case. The only thing that makes like Subaru kind of likable is the fact that he suffers a lot. So the fact that he's kind of a douchebag makes sense, but in the canon timeline, people don't understand why he's a douchebag because they don't know he gets gamed and comes back to a checkpoint.
Let's give it a listen.
Modern young people and audiences, well, older people too, have been like, they're like not brainwashed, but like fucking coached into like seeing things that are problematic and thinking like, what is this?
Yeah.
This is not a reflection of me or my character. It's like, bro, you played a game.
You got any examples you want to give us? Any examples you want to give us?
I played Sano Uta, doesn't mean I'm a fan. I'm a number one like stan of Uta. I love everything about it. It's like I experienced the story that was on offer. Yeah. And I think people are afraid to jump or be seen playing games like this because they're like,
what is he talking about? Stan Uta? What is Stan Uta? I've never heard of this.
Played Sano Uta, doesn't mean I'm a fan. I'm a number one like.
Hold on. Well, what if I can't tell what he's saying?
This is not a reflection of me or my character. It's like, bro, you played a game. It's like, if I played Sano Uta, doesn't mean I'm a fan. I'm a number one.
Okay, I can't even tell what he's saying. He's saying it too fast. I'm not sure what he's talking about.
On like stan of Uta, I love everything about it. It's like I experienced the story that was on offer. Yeah. And I think people are afraid to jump or be seen playing.
Is he saying Utana? I really can't tell.
Games like this because they're like, it's like, bro, that is not even remotely close to the truth. And when you boil down conversations like that of discussing media like this, you are absolutely robbing any nuance, any way to discuss these things.
So what he's saying is definitely correct. On social media, Twitter in particular, people will demonize anything they deem problematic, and it makes discourse essentially impossible, right? But of course, this is a situation where he's a hypocrite. Okay, he is part.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it makes sense. Because with him, with any form of lolly character, like the only lolly characters I will give Cdawg credibility for disliking is Hanaguchi from the Monogatari series and Kana from Dragon Maid. No, those two characters are considered lollies. No, they're just children. They are literally just kids. Like, if you want to find it like really weird or annoying that like there's a bunch of penny scenes in Monogatari with Hanaguchi, fair. I find that kind of annoying. I just find it weird, but it doesn't destroy like the entire series for me. It's just a strange thing for the author to have in there. But there's also a lot of other strange things in Monogatari series. Toothbrushy. But then, of course, you have Kana from Dragon Maid, where, guys, she's actually a 500-year-old dragon girl. No, she just acts like a child. She acts like a child, is dressed like a child. But guys, no, she's actually 500-year-old. Yeah, if she was 500 years old, she would actually act like an adult. Those, in my definitions, I would call illegal lollies. Because supposedly the definition of a lolly is just a body type. My definition of a lolly is the body type alone. And then you have the illegal lollies, which is the personality also taking a factor. If that makes any sense. Because, you know, you need to have a clear definition for what the word means. So I will give people that leeway of the clear definition of what it means, but I will add on my own sub-definition. A word to add on to describe a lolly that does not deserve to be praised and worshipped and people to goon to. Again, Kana, Hanaguchi, you're weird. You're weird if you are into those characters. They don't act anything like adults. They act like they're 4.
Of the problem, he has routinely demonized aspects of anime while continuously talking about it on his podcast, monetizing it, and even having co-hosts who in his eyes are very problematic for the fictional content they consume. Now you can see some
and I bet you're going to bring up the lolly stuff.
Comments trying to criticize the original post, saying, coming from the same dude referring to Cdawg VA, that thinks you're a predator for liking lollies. And
yeah, kinda. I think it depends on the character for him, but he also is. It's weird because he's friends with Cdawg, who is a fan of Eromanga Sensei, and technically the main female character, the brother's sister, I can't even remember her name. Technically, she's considered a lolly. And bro's okay with that. But this is exactly what happens when you don't narrow your definitions of what is and isn't acceptable, and you just make blanket statements that lolly lay bad. Okay. So every single one of them, even the characters that look like they're 35, even Hestia, who is even Hestia from How to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon, you're gonna say that she is a lolly? This woman with gigantic tits. What about Rebecca? Rebecca that kills people, is she a one? If we're going under the body type rule, then you know, you should be against someone like her for existing.
The original poster says, he's never said this, and is aware that Joey and Gigguk are lolicons and is close friends with them. He does consider it weird and pokes fun at it, which of course, if you think those related themes involving fictional content are weird, that's totally fine, but when it comes to Cdawg VA, it goes way beyond just labeling that stuff as weird, and people were pointing this out in the quotes, showing that in previous posts, Cdawg VA thinks that fetishizing lollies equals pedophilia, and he's referring to...
Again, how about you just give us some character examples for what you think's not okay, dude, instead of just making them vast generalization. Like, if you want to go to Rebecca, great, wonderful. If you want to goon to, like, Hestia, alright, cool. If you want to goon to, like, the rat one from How to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon, alright, fair. What about Raftalia? Is it weird that technically Raftalia is, like, I don't know, 4 years old? Technically, she's 4 years old, but is it okay because she looks like an adult? Because in the world of Shield Hero, her species only ages because they level up. Literally.
This clip where someone showed up to a anime convention with this sign right here.
Or what about the stupid furry woman? I forget her name. The furry with the bird woman that, you know, just for whatever reason can transform to a bird into a child. What about her? Is she acceptable or is she not? This is the issue with blanket statements. You fool, you nincompoop, you Cro-Magnon Connor.
For the record, she was banned from that convention, while ironically cosplaying as Tifa. But there is many more examples of Cdawg VA just outright saying what the original poster is denying. In fact, the irony, as we'll see, is that the original poster themselves provided the clips we're about to watch.
I can judge. What the gentlemen, that I shout out
here it is, the Eromanga Sensei clip. What do you know? Wonderful.
Sensei, just forgot. Everybody, round of applause. Well done, Joey. Well done. I'm proud of you. Proud of you, Joey.
See how he reacts. Look how he reacts.
I saw about 10 Eromanga Sensei figures along the way.
Why is there so many?
I don't know. I don't know. It's popular.
Why are there so many Shiro figures when there is 0 No Game No Life animes? There's only one single season. Maybe it's just because people like the character. They think the character's cute, attractive, pretty, the figures are cool, whatever.
Fair enough, I guess. It's actually not too bad, to be honest with you. I'm not exactly a fan of Eromanga Sensei, but
wait for Connor's reaction.
Well, I mean, God should be used to that by now, right?
I'm okay not seeing the figure, you know?
You sure?
There's like a child's playmat there. What the is that?
Yeah, I'll bring it up. Don't worry.
Is that?
I think it's supposed to symbolize Sagi.
Bro, you saw the box. The box was just her laying on a carpet. So laying on the carpet is laying on a child's playmat. This is Cro-Magnon behavior.
Like bed, right?
What happens in this anime? Why is it children's stuff? No, what the fuck?
What happens in the anime? I think episode 3 or 4, there is another lolly character, and quite literally the gimmick is the main character just walks in her as she's playing the piano naked. And then said character is like, I play the piano naked after I take a shower. Because shower gets me into like the vibe to make a song. It's literally the name of the anime, the name of the manga, the light novel, whatever it is. All the above. It is about a guy's younger sister making NSFW or like lewd manga. Bro is stupid.
What is that?
All right, and
what the fuck?
And the grand.
Also, if I remember correctly, isn't the age of consent like 16 in Japan? Yeah. Japan raises age consent from 13 to 16. When was it 13? Oh. Since the 1900s, why is that even here then? Okay, so yeah, so like I said, the age of consent in Japan is 16.
Why is it like a child's playmat?
I mean, how old is Sugiri?
Bro, she's just on the carpet, relax.
No idea.
Bro!
There you go, there's Sugiri.
No!
In the Beatrice camp.
This is also a terrible clip too. You can't even see the figure that well. It's so blurry. But all right, hold on. You know what? Let's just go back to the box. Here is the box. Could you say that's maybe pajamas? All right, sure, maybe. Why does that matter? It's literally just a girl in pajamas. It's a cute anime girl in pajamas. It's not like she looks like an actual child. It is not like she's a real child. This is not a figurine based off of a real kid. This is not a figurine based off of like one of the women from Cuties. I mean, technically, well, actually, no, they're not women, they're girls. You know what I meant. This is not a figurine based off of one of those people from that debaucherous, disgusting, like, Netflix film. And bro's panicking, like, as if he's seen Satan.
Bro!
There you go, there's Sugiri.
No!
It's not that bad, dude. You can't even see anything.
Because you like kids.
We bringing it there, are we, Connor? We're bringing it there.
I don't know what her canon age is.
I'll have you know, Your Honor, that she was like a.
This is the problem, right? Let's say your waifu is Beatrice or fucking Shinobu, right? You go into the movies, right?
Yeah.
You turn up to the restaurant. Table for two. This is my waifu down here. We're gonna sit and hold hands. Come to the table.
No.
I can't stand the looks. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, here's this thing. That's not called reality. If you were to hold hands with a Beatrice, if you're to hold hands, if Subaru would be holding hands with Beatrice and then go to a restaurant, that's like, it's completely different because it's fiction. That's not reality. You're not setting your mind in the idea of the Re:Zeroverse, where it is pretty normal that you have like a bunch of femboys walking around that talk like women. You got like a whole bunch of these 500-year-old spirits that are, well, that look kind of like children, but you know, the fact is that they're 500-year-old spirits. They can't control their looks. Like if he read Re:Zero, if he even watched Re:Zero, he would know that Beatrice looks the way she does just because Echidna made her. She's an artificial spirit, and that's just how Echidna made her.
That restaurant.
No.
When I sit down with my fucking 10-year-old at the table and we're playing footsies,
Here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. First of all, she's 890. But second of all,
a waiter. Oh, can she drink? She's 890.
yeah, of course. Yeah, no, but here's the thing: is that like at least my viewing of like my anime waifus is that I like them because they're not real. Do you know what I'm saying?
We've gone full circle.
Your Honor, she's not real. Yes, of course. Yeah, that's a perfectly fine statement. She's not fucking real. Are you stupid? Again, it is a Re:Zero. If you find Beatrice attractive, okay, a little strange, but who really cares? You're not touching kids.
We've gone full circle.
I like them. Like I don't want them to be real.
Do you want a 10-page thesis on on waifu theory?
I can give you a 10-page thesis on waifu philosophy. Okay, right now, like I don't want my.
I think anybody can give like a 30-page thesis on why Connor is a Cro-Magnon and his opinion and take is retarded for a dude living in Japan for multiple years. But he is a tourist and he still has yet to learn enough Japanese to speak fluently. So yeah,
A waifu to be real because.
And for those that want to say no, actually he does speak fluently. Same thing with like Gigakir. No, they don't. No. But watch their live streams. They're NPCs. They repeat like the same lines of dialogue. They answer the easy questions. You can't get into like deep philosophical debates about politics with them in Japanese. You know, any time that they have like a line of dialogue when they're going to a restaurant that's not in order, like, oh, hey, what are you streaming? Bro's just like, yeah, I'm a streamer. No, the question was, what are you streaming? Not, what are you doing? And bro, but again, NPC behavior because he doesn't know the language there.
It's going back to the whole maid cafe thing, where it's
Why
like.
do you like kids, Jerry?
I don't.
So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that Cdawg VA has no
So corny.
No problem labeling people as predators or heavily insinuating it when it comes to certain types of fictional content. He doesn't just think it's weird, he thinks it's something that reflects very negatively on your character and even deserves these sort of labels he's attaching to his own co-hosts. Imagine, that's what he says to his own friends. Imagine what he says about random strangers or what he thinks about them over this related content. I mean, that is a pretty convincing set of clips. I don't know what else you could show. And the irony here is that this is the poster providing the most recent clip. But when I looked back at the Blue Archive situation I covered 6 months ago, it's that same user. It seems like it's a different account. I think their previous account was suspended, but it's the same user who provided the context I just showed you, who's now turning around and denying the context of the clip they recently provided is not even there, and that
Isn't the life of a V-tweeter so sad? You just live online, constantly doomscrolling on social media, constantly like scrolling around, watching all these famous people just to like find a clip of them and then post it and then hope you get like a bunch of clicks. So you can get maybe $15 of ad revenue from people watching your shit with a blue check mark. I mean, they don't have a blue check mark here. Do they have a blue check mark in the other thingy though? Yeah, they do. Okay, they probably had a blue check mark in 2025 too, but it just no wait, they didn't.
The same user who provided the context.
But still, blue check mark checks out.
I just showed you, who's now turning around and denying the context of the clip they recently provided is not even there, and that never actually happened. And of course, you can see people responding to the posting question for this video, saying the guy who looked at a harmless anime figure with disgust thinks he can lecture us. Here's another reply saying, as much as I agree with this take, it's very strange coming from a guy who has a history of not liking lollies and gacha games, but yet has no problem accepting money to help promote it for Blue Archive, which is a gacha game with lollies. And that is the previous situation I talked about 6 months ago, where originally Cdawg VA was one of the featured influencers of a
I really don't see why like Cdawg and Iron Mouse would have enjoyed it. Iron Mouse, I think that's like she might have enjoyed it like 40%, but she probably was just there for the bag. Cdawg, I really don't understand why Blue Archive decided to take him, but maybe it was just because that they got Iron Mouse pulled, and then you know, Iron Mouse, Cdawg gotta do everything together because they're a couple. They just can't publicly admit it, but they're a couple.
Campaign, and when he was announced,
a couple that can't separate themselves from each other.
As one of the members, people brought out
Zentreya. I don't know. Zentreya just seems like a weird choice, but then again, I don't watch her. Giga makes sense though. This is the only person that makes sense to me. Giga makes sense. Zentreya, Zentreya has like the vibe of like an edgy 14-year-old. So I feel like Blue Archive being this cutesy anime girl game would not be good fit for them to play either. Anyways, I'm pretty sure this entire thing got canceled. Like the Blue Archive community said, yeah, we don't want Cdawg to sponsor this. We don't want like this guy to stream this game because he just hates lolly stuff in general. And because of that, because of the outrage from the Blue Archive community, the entire thing was just canceled, period.
I provided in this video and said, wait a minute, we really don't want this guy representing a game.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, it says it right there. You know, maybe I should read the stuff on the side before I actually yap away.
That has a heavy focus.
I did that earlier in this video too. Where something I was talking about was being said by like a comment by like the OP yeah, here, that one person that got banned
on lolly characters. And again, you're free to dislike
made a
that
new
stuff
account to get
it's weird,
the blue
but you
check
should
mark.
not make Cdawg VA the
pay for a blue check
ambassador
mark
of
for
such a
revenue.
campaign. It seems very hypocritical. He has such an issue with even his own friends consuming that type of content featured in Blue Archive. And yet
no, it's a bit. No, it's different because they're friends. It's a bit. It's funny.
Is accepting a sponsorship for this game. And Blue Archive would eventually drop the entire campaign. They listened to the criticism from their fans.
Rare, like, game devs listening to their community. Arknights would never.
And said,
Sorry, Arknights Enfield, Griffline would never.
You know what? We made a mistake. And they eventually dropped him, which
I wouldn't know
was
anything about
considered
Arknights
a
listening
very
to
good
community
move on their parts. And, well, what should be the norm, okay? If you want to virtue signal about these related subjects, you should not be a featured influencer on one of their campaigns. I mean, that just seems very rational. But, of course, there's more quotes saying, highly ironic take coming from Cdawg VA when he pretty consistently implies that he believes lolicons are predators. And that's what he's done for years and years and years while sitting next to co-host.
Although I feel like people are comparing apples to oranges. The clip was just, well, nah, not really. Nah, never mind. Like, it makes sense, because Rose just talked about problematic stuff, which is a vague open term. So it's completely valid that people are immediately going to, oh, you say that, like, people should talk about more about quote-unquote problematic, like, anime, but you constantly demonize people for liking anything that has lollies in it. When, you know, the normalized, standard, socially acceptable definition of lolly is just someone that is short and petite and cute. Like, cute, I guess, is like the third thing. You know, depends on your idea of cuteness, but short and petite is supposedly what makes a lolly a lolly. I really don't believe that definition, so I just say that's what's considered a legal lolly. And then you have the illegal lolly, where you have one added thing on, where they literally just act like a kid. Like the harpy girl from Monster Musume, dude, I would consider that an illegal lolly, because she just acts like a child.
And even guests who believe the same thing, including people like Hassan Piker.
It
This
looks
is
like
an
one.
infamous episode of the Trash Taste podcast. You can see it has 29,000 likes versus 82,000 dislikes. People hated this episode. It showed no awareness whatsoever for what Hassan is all about. Forgetting
There's also the main issue that no one ever wants to bring up, is that with the word lolly, it is like interchangeably used to like talk about children, or localizes at the least. Whenever the word lolly is brought up, they switched out with the word child. I don't know if that's actually what it means in Japan. And that's not what it means in Japan. Japan just means short, cute, and petite. But localizers, they constantly switch out the word of lolly said in anime to child.
all of his usual crazy political takes, Hassan has consistently labeled people as predators for the fictional content they consume, while ironically enough, coming onto this podcast episode and proudly sharing that one of his favorite anime is a yaoi-related anime that features high school boys, but hypocrisy and Hassan, that
No, it's different, because it's men being gay. Men are allowed to be gay with each other. Women are not allowed to be gay with each other, because most men don't enjoy gay men, but most men enjoy gay women.
goes hand in hand. And then you
Or straight stuff.
the other reply saying, does Cdawg VA have a 15-minute long attention span? People like Cdawg VA himself talk massive crap about problematic media, and it scares a generation that values approval by consensus. And he is part of the problem. He is constantly labeling anything anime related or just Japanese media in general as problematic. He shames his own friends.
Yeah, and then he just doesn't clear up the definition. This, like, any problem with him having an issue with lolly is just, it probably would be mitigated if he just explained what he did and didn't consider such, and what he found acceptable and not socially
It's
acceptable.
like, what do you think he thinks?
But he doesn't do
random
that. You know, if he
users or
didn't do
fans?
that, he'd probably never do
is
that.
Something to take away from this, and it seems like with a lot of people who are hypocritical on this.
But from my guess is that quite literally he hates anything that involves a cute anime woman that doesn't like have gigantic tits. So from what I understand from older clips, what is not a lolly and considered in his eyes? A woman that has like double D knockers, is like 6 feet tall, and has a deep voice. She has to have those three things to be considered not. So everything else under under his vague definition that, you know, they should be considered lolly, and that's problematic, and he can't enjoy that.
Subject, their attention span is really low. They don't remember things they just said weeks or months ago that completely contradict what they're saying right now. Classic example of a good message, but a wrong messenger. But this whole situation is, again, another example of a clip from the Trash Taste podcast going viral.
Yep. Well, we pretty much learned that Cdawg's just a hypocrite, and he's a Cro-Magnon, and we will probably never, ever, get a clear definition from him of what he finds acceptable and not acceptable in his definition of lolly. So if you liked that video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on Rev's video here, link in the description. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on my video. I just woke up, so I have a deeper voice than usual, Lamau. But I'll see you vamp cows next time I feast upon my next victim.
Did you enjoy that video? Did you hate it? Well, be sure to like, dislike, comment, and subscribe if you want to see my next wonky slosh take.